Hello class. Today you are going to learn how to use the test delivery system, the test platform you will use to take the FSA assessments. This practice test is designed for students who will take the Florida Standards Assessment Grade 9 English Language Arts Writing Test, or the FSA ELA Writing Test. On the day of the test, you will receive a test ticket with your username and other information on it. You will log in by typing your username and first name exactly as they are shown on your ticket. Today we will access the practice test without a username. On the day of the test, you will be given a planning sheet to organize your response. However, today you may use your own paper. Remove all materials from your desk except your pen or pencil and scratch paper. Your workstation or device should be opened to the student practice test login screen. Please follow my instructions and do not change screens until I tell you to do so. Now look at the login screen. If you do not see the screen, raise your hand. For the practice test, you will use a login as a guest. Make sure that the box to the left of guest user is checked. Make sure that the box to the left of guest session is not checked. Once you ensure the box next to guest user is checked and the box next to guest session is not checked, enter the session ID, which is displayed on the board for you now. Then select Sign In. Raise your hand if you need assistance. Now you will see a screen that says, "Is this you?" Select Grade 9 and then select Yes to continue. Now you will see the test you are going to take today, the Grade 9 ELA Writing Practice Test. Select the green arrow beside that test to proceed. Now, please sit quietly while I approve your tests. Now you should see a screen that says, "Is this your test?" Verify that the screen displays the correct test, but do not select Yes, start my test until I tell you to do so. This screen allows you to make adjustments to the print size and background color choices for your test. If you would like to change your print size and background color choices, you may do so now. If you have any questions, raise your hand. After you have chosen your test settings, select Yes, start my test. You will see the test instructions and help screen. Do not select Begin Test Now until I instruct you to do so. First, this screen will display your font size and color choices. If you do not like the choices you made, click Return to Login, sign in again, change your choices, and click Yes, Start My Test again. Take a moment to review the test instructions and help. These instructions show you how to navigate in the test and how to use the tools and features of the testing platform. We will discuss these tools in more detail on the next screen. These instructions are also available for you to reference in the practice test. Now, select Begin Test Now, but do not begin yet. Now listen as I describe the screen for you. For the FSA ELA writing test, you will see a reading passage or passages on the left side of your screen and the writing prompt and response area on the right side of your screen. There are two scroll bars on your screen, one to the right of the reading passage area and the other to the right of the writing prompt and response area. Now slowly scroll down in the reading passage section by moving your cursor into the reading passage section and either clicking the down arrow at the bottom of the scroll bar or by clicking and dragging the scroll bar. Do this again in the writing prompt and response area. When reading a passage, always make sure that you scroll down to read the entire passage. In the top left corner of your screen, you will see the navigation buttons. The Back button and Next button permit you to move between pages on a test. The Back button is deactivated, and you will not need to use the Next button because there is only one question on the FSA ELA writing test and on this practice test. To the right of the Next button, you will see the Save button. The Save button allows you to manually save your work. This is an optional feature. If you do not select this button, your response will still be saved automatically every 2 minutes. Next to the Save button is the Pause button. The Pause button allows you to pause and exit the test. Do not select the Pause button at this time. To the right of the Pause button, you will see the End Test button. Do not select the End Test button at this time either. We will discuss the Pause and End Test buttons more at the end of this practice test. Now I will describe several tools that may help you with this computer-based practice test, and you will practice using them. At the top right corner of your screen, you will see the Notes button. Select the Notes button. A notepad will appear. If you want to make notes for later reference, you can type them into this window. You can select and drag this pop-up window around the page if needed. Now, practice typing words into the notepad. These notes are not included as a part of your writing response, and therefore will not be scored. Notes that you save in the notepad will be saved for the duration of this test. To close the notepad without saving the notes you have typed, select Cancel. To close the notepad and save the notes you have typed, select Save and Close. Now close the notepad. Click the Notes button again, and your saved notes will display. To the right of the Notes button, you will see the Line Reader and Zoom buttons. The Line Reader tool helps you track line by line as you are reading the passage or prompt. Now select the Line Reader button and see how it appears on the title of the passage. Click another line on the screen and the Line Reader will move to that line. You can also move the Line Reader by using the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard. Practice using the Line Reader tool on the screen. Now, turn off the Line Reader tool by clicking the icon for the tool again. Next to the Line Reader button, you will see the Zoom Out and Zoom In buttons. Use the Zoom Out and Zoom In buttons to increase and decrease the size of text within the test page. 4 levels of magnification are available. Now practice using the Zoom Out and Zoom In buttons to find the zoom level with which you are most comfortable. At the top right side of the page, above the Zoom In button, you will see a small question mark in a gray circle. This is the Help button. Now go ahead and select the Help button. A pop-up window with the Help Guide, including an overview of the test site, test rules, and accessing context menu tools, will appear. Note that you can select and drag this pop-up window around the page if needed. This is the same screen that you reviewed before beginning the practice test. These instructions remind you how to navigate within the test and how to use the tools and features in the testing platform. Take a moment to scroll through these instructions. Raise your hand if you have any questions about the information in the Help Guide. Now, close the Help Guide by selecting the X in the gray circle at the top right corner of the Help Guide. In the top right corner of the Reading Passage panel, you will find the Expand Passage tool, which looks like a double-sided arrow. This tool will expand the Reading Passage panel so that it takes up most of the screen. Now select the Expand Passage tool to expand your reading passage panel. Selecting the Expand Passage tool again will collapse the reading passage panel. Now select the Expand Passage tool again. The reading passage should shrink to fill only the left side of your screen. Now, look at the top right corner of the prompt and response panel. You will see 3 gray lines. This is the context menu. Click the context menu. 3 options will display: Tutorial, Mark for Review, and Select Response Version. You can also access the context menu by right-clicking in the prompt and response panel. The context menu will display. From the context menu, select Tutorial. A pop-up window will open that will display a video tutorial of this item type. Please note that there is no sound available for this tutorial. After viewing the tutorial, close the window by selecting the X in the gray circle at the top right corner of the pop-up window. Now look for the Mark for Review tool in the context menu. For other FSA tests, you can mark an item for review by selecting this option. You will not need this tool for the FSA ELA writing test or this practice test because, again, there is only one test item. From the context menu, you can also access the Select Response Version tool. This tool allows you to view and return to previous versions of your writing response. For example, if you delete a portion of your essay and then continue writing, but later decide that you would like to access the deleted portion of your work again, the Select Response Version tool will allow you to do this. In the response area, type a short sentence and then click the Save button. Now, erase that sentence, type a new sentence, and click Save again. Now, from the context menu, click the Select Response Version tool. From the window that appears, click on the version numbers to see a preview of the response versions available to restore. Select the version number you would like to restore and click Submit. Click Cancel to close the Select Version Response window without selecting a previous version. You can also use the Highlight Selection tool to highlight portions of a passage or prompt. To highlight, click at the left side of the first word you want to highlight and drag the highlighter over the words until you get to the right side of the last word you want to highlight. Then right-click in the highlighted area. Select Highlight Selection from the context menu. Your text will then be highlighted. To remove the highlighting, right-click in the passage or prompt area, then select Reset Highlighting from the context menu. Note that if you have multiple sections highlighted, choosing Reset Highlighting will remove all highlighting from that passage or prompt, depending on where you click. If you have highlighted several sections, right-click on the specific section from which you would like to remove highlighting and select Remove Highlighting. This will only remove the highlighting from the section where you clicked. Practice highlighting and removing highlighting from words in the prompt or question. Now, look at the Formatting menu below the writing prompt and above the response area. The Formatting menu contains a variety of options you can use to format your response. The first box to the left in the Formatting menu contains an option to make your font bold, italicized, or underlined, or to remove any formatting from the text. To undo the formatting in this box, You can highlight the appropriate text and either select the formatting choice, such as bold, again, or select the Remove Formatting option, which looks like a T with an X subscript beside it. The second box contains options to insert or remove a numbered list, to insert or remove a bulleted list, to decrease indent, or to increase indent. The third box offers options to cut text, copy text, paste text, undo the last action, and redo the previous action. The final button allows you to insert special characters. Now take a moment to practice using the various options in the formatting menu. Now you may begin the practice test. Read the passage and respond to the prompt while practicing using the tools available for this test. Remember, this is not scored. The primary purpose is for you to practice working with the different sources and the prompt, to work on highlighting, restoring old versions of your writing, and making sure that you are fully comfortable with this software. Now we will practice how you will exit the test if you need to leave the room for an extended period of time during the actual test. The pause button allows you to pause and exit the test for an extended period of time. Now select the pause button. A pop-up window will appear and ask you to confirm that you want to pause the test and ask your test administrator before pausing the test. You should then verify with your test administrator whether you should pause your test. For today, select No. On the day of the test, if you have your test administrator's permission, you will select Yes. For now, though, select No. Now, we will practice how you will submit the test when you are finished. Select the End Test button at the top left corner of the screen. A pop-up window will appear and tell you that you have reached the end of the test. You may select Yes to continue to the next page to submit your test, or select No to keep working on your test. For now, select Yes. You will now see a screen that says that you have reached the end of the test. You have the option to review your response or to submit your test. Select Submit Test. After selecting Submit Test, a pop-up window will ask you to confirm that you want to submit the test. Remember, at this point, once you select Yes, you cannot return to the test and make any changes. If you are finished practicing, select Yes, and you will see the Training Practice Test Completed screen. Because this is a practice test, you will not receive a score. However, you can visit www.fsaassessments.org to view the rubrics for the FSA ELA writing tests as indicated on the completion screen, or just pay attention to your teacher. The writing prompt rubrics define how your writing will be scored for the actual test. Now, select Log Out. At this time, you should begin working on whatever assignment Mr. Line has on the board up in front of you, and do not get out your cell phone. Thank you.